Hey there, and welcome back to the Train of Thought, an educational monster train series where we talk about another tier list that I made, and this time for starter cards. So, this was done a week ago by the time that, well, they got posted a week ago by the time you're seeing this video. And if I'm smart and I have a good memory, I will put a link in the description for you to follow if you'd like to see it. It is posted to Voyex's YouTube channel, and it was done with Voyex, myself, and Cranberry. So we covered the starter cards, specifically those that are related to the champions, so, like your root seeds, your torch, things like that. We also tossed in Train Steward for good measure. And I don't think there are going to be any surprises in there. If you've watched this series at all, you will have seen me talk about the starters as they come up, as they're shown to me, and treating them all differently based on their relative values. So you should have a pretty good insight into what I think the best ones are. Spoilers, it's Root Seeds and Fracture, so that's fun. Now, as for the others, I don't know, there's not a lot of variation. I still think it's an interesting discussion. We do talk about where things are good, what synergies there are. I think we hit on all of the important ones, so it'll be pretty informative, is my hope. I kind of dominated the conversation a little bit in parts where I kind of just talked about my, competitive opinions on things. So, maybe that sucks a little bit, but I'm sure they will forgive me. So, I think those tier lists are pretty, I don't want to say popular, but they're doing pretty all right. So we might keep making more of them of various types. I also think they're really fun. I like those kinds of theory crafting discussions where we talk about what things are good and how. I also think it's relatively useful. It can be pretty difficult to look at a card and be told this is a good card, but you don't have any kind of relationship for that. You don't know, is this card better than another card? And then what contexts is that goodness measured in? Things like that. So having a tier list where you kind of like compartmentalize different segments of the card base in Monster Train is pretty helpful, I think. At least for me. That kind of thing is beneficial for me, so maybe it's beneficial for you. And that's about as much as I will say about that. So, yeah, cool. Just to remind folks, if you're joining us for the first time about what's going on here, this is a constructed series where I use a Stoker deck editor mod, which lets me customize a run in order to show off something cool to you and hopefully be educational about it along the way. The other mods are all, irrelevant to this conversation, either cosmetic or functionality, so it's no problem. Now, this particular series that we're in is the Rare Unit series, where I'm going through all 18 rare banner units for all 6 clans, so there's 3 each, and doing a run with each, kind of giving you some insight into where I think they're good, where I think they're bad, and when you should take them, when you shouldn't take them, and how to kind of make them work. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We just had a run with Stygian. So let me see if I can try to remember that run for you. Yeah, it was this guy. So we had Offering Monument as our rare unit. We narrowly missed the Infinite, but we planned the run effectively so that, we had 2 lines, right? We had the line walking into Ring 8, where if I saw the value stone I needed, I could have made the Infinite, or if I didn't see it, I could still win without it. And I think that's a really good approach to infinites in general, especially ones that are, predicated on seeing a specific upgrade or card or something. You want to plan around their potential existence because they're kind of a free win when you get them, but you also really want to make sure that you're not banking on them too hard or you kill yourself if, you plan too hard and you miss, right? It's kind of like flying too close to the sun is the way I like to think of it. So we did get the win. It was carried on the back of, if memory serves, I think it was Founding Seal, Cold Channel Soul Guard with enough survivability to get it to Relentless, which is all you need to do in order to win. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, all right, so that puts us... Oh, actually, before I go to what we're doing this time, I also want to talk about Tough Seeds. A big part of what I want to do in this series, at least from an educational perspective, is play challenging runs that you all play, and hopefully showing you how to work with them. So I want you to find, while you're playing the game at normal Covenant 25, the most difficult runs you can. The runs that you play them and you lose and you just don't understand what the solution was. How do you win that run? And I want you to send those challenge links to me so that I can run through them and, record them and show you kind of how I would approach that run. I think that's very informative, and it's good for me because it keeps me sharp, right? It means that I can't slack off, right? I have to keep playing well in order to actually beat those. I do imagine that there may be some out there that beat me, but at the same time, I also firmly believe that every single seed in Monster Train right now in the current balance is winnable. So I hopefully can find you that line. So yeah, tough seeds, do that stuff. Now that I've talked about that, let's move on to what we're doing this time. A unit that I've not been looking forward to at all, and I actually have been dreading, it's an Umbra Overgorger. So let me start the way I always do by giving you the card text in case you're not watching the screen. It is a 2 Ember, 3 space unit, a big thick lad with 0 attack and 15 health. The card text says Gorge +2 attack permanently. Its essence is +10 health and Gorge +1 attack permanently. So I'm going to start by explaining what the permanently means. This is the first of the permanent scalers that we're seeing in this rare unit saga, and it is decidedly the worst one, but I'll tell you why in a minute. But what that basically means is that there's a pretty standardized game plan for how you approach these units. And that game plan is you hopefully see it early, or at least early enough, right? You scale the hell out of it. Whatever you have to do in order to scale it. In Overgorger's case, it is, gorge, so you want to feed it morsels. You scale the hell out of it, and then right before Seraph, you dupe it. Now, hopefully it has some good upgrades, and it has a good infusion at this point, so when you dupe it, this thing is like a 300 damage by 2 with quick unit, with some survivability that just slams. You now have 2 of them, and you play those, and they should demolish the endgame. That's kind of your game plan. It's a lot of fun. I really like the permanent scalers in general in this game. I think it's a good mechanic, the meta progress. I wish they had more of them that were a little more interesting and diverse. That would be pretty cool, but, it is what it is. So yeah, I want to now say, now that you kind of understand the game plan with these units, that Overgorger is a bait. It is a universally bad card, in my opinion, and it regularly tricks players into picking it. And you may ask why. I mean, it permanently scales, right? And the reason is because you're oftentimes seeing it, one, in Umbra. Umbra is a bad clan, in my opinion. Umbra it lacks solutions to all of the important problems. It lacks an effective starting solution that, handles all of the main problems you're dealing with, heavies and things. You kind of just, you chug along very slow. You're slow to ramp. And if you're playing primary Umbra with Shade Splitters, it lacks backline management, which slows you down in the early game. And so all of these things combine. And if you're playing Plink, I mean, you're also struggling from the fact that you don't have good morsel generation once the enemies stop having 1 HP. So, okay. I think Overgorger is bad because it costs a lot to play and it starts with terrible stats. This thing starts so weak that unless you get a really good infusion or you have a really strong other plan, then your biggest risk is dying on Ring 3 to Daedalus or Talos. It's very common that I see someone take an early Overgorger, think, I'm going to do this, and they do an okay job. I mean, they get it up to like 30 damage or something on Ring 3, cool. But the problem is that you're investing so many resources into this thing. You're not investing enough resources into other things. You get run down and you lose. Also, Penumbra is a terrible champion. So what happens is, if you're playing with Penumbra, you now have bad champion that does not carry the early game, coupled with a bad unit. Both of them take a ton of space. Some of them compete for resources entirely if you're using like Glutton Penumbra. And in general, that will kill you. You will just lose. And so I think that if you're looking to play for win streaks in this game, you should not pick Overgorger. unless you have some mega high roll. And when I'm talking a mega high roll, I mean something that will power you through the early and mid games. Even something like advanced prototype is okay, but it's not really what you're looking for here. When I'm talking about like a mega high roll, I mean like you've got a founding seal incant line in the early game, and you're not going to invest too heavily into it, but maybe you can, infuse a Siren of the Sea into Overgorger to give it survivability, and then just incant the hell out of its floor and create something real beefy on top of providing it with morsels. It's just an example. There are a few others that I can imagine offhand as well. You need some kind of a real high roll in the early and mid game to justify this unit, and then this unit can become your end game solution. And there are a lot of problems with this unit. The first is it's expensive. Two Ember is pricey. This means that your turn 1 or whenever you draw it is pretty tough. You're going to need to take Ember in order to be careful about it. You definitely need Ember by the end game, right? Because you need to be able to play 2 of these, and if you draw them both in your opener, you need to not lose from that, right? So you need something like a Cheater's Hand or Ember Generation or whatever. The other problem is this thing is 3 space, which means it's competing against itself for its own triggers. I haven't introduced the other permanent scalers yet, but the other permanent scalers don't suffer from this problem where they hurt their own scaling. They are naturally good with their own scaling, and there's no limits to them, right? You can have really good hands where you set up a ton of value and play like a bunch of the triggers that get them what they need in order to permanently scale, and you can kind of go out of control. They also have better starting stat lines, which is important. Either they're smaller, they cost less, or they have big bodies attached to them where they can just kind of 1v1 Talos or whatever, and it's not a big deal. And Overgorger is in this middle state where it's big, chunky, hard to play, and then it sucks. Its base stat line has 15 health. This gets run down so quickly. You cannot rely on morsels to scale your HP because you're not guaranteed to get good HP morsels. You could hit Shade Splitter every time and just see a bunch of Ember morsels, and your stats are going to suck. You're going to lose if that happens. So it's really, really risky. And obviously there are some high rolls with some of the infusions you can roll into, some of the rare units, fine. Like there are very high rolly approaches here. Maybe you get double Gorge Relic in your starter and it's like, okay, well, fine. But in general, the average mid-roll is very weak with Overgorger, and I need you to kind of understand that. The other problem is that what you want to do with this thing is you need to give it a survivability essence, pretty much, because this thing sucks in survivability. You can't be dropping your 2 Ember 3 space chonker that does 300 damage if he's got 15 life. Now, you maybe find a usable multi-strike infusion, maybe an Animus of Speed infusion for quick, and then you give it double multi-strike. Basically what you're looking for is 1 multi-strike, quick, and then something that keeps it alive. And that could be anything. Now, obviously, the obvious solution here is you have quick multi-strike in the upgrades, and you give it a survivability infusion. Cool. The alternative, of course, you have a multi-strike infusion, so you give it a plus 25, right? It's fine. Same general idea. But you pretty much have to do that. And there's a lot of good options there. I think Crucible Collector is probably the easiest one because, it's just 10-10 with some damage shield. That's cool. That's functional. That'll work. Or another great one is Morsel Maker, right? You get +6/+6 every turn and then just +5 on your default for your HP. That kind of helps over time. It also has some offensive power too, which is nice. It's a good, mid-range, right? You can also get it with some other things that maybe require interaction. It's fine, right? Okay, like I gave the example of Founding Seal Siren. Cool, that does work. So you've got some options. But it's pretty much, in my opinion, a bait to use the infusion and do a self-infusion. Sure, you scale faster, but you don't need it to scale faster. You need it to actually live when it counts, right? It needs to actually kill bosses. And that's actually kind of difficult because this unit actually sucks. So yeah. Probably the best way of using this card is to infuse it into a more defensive Gorger that has better survivability in general. A great example is putting this inside of Crucible Collector. And then the idea is you give it multi-strike and maybe 2 multi-strikes or something because, it builds its own survivability, so quick doesn't matter as much. And You kind of just cruise with this thing, get its like 120 attack, so it's doing 120 by 3. You dupe before Seraph. You stick one as a backline. You don't even feed it morsels. And it just chunks out dudes while the top one is still eating morsels and doing fine and building up survivability for Relentless. It's a pretty good solution. Obviously, this leans into needing to have morsels in the end game, which is tough as always. Gorge plans are always a struggle in this game. They can get there, but they pretty much require relic hits, event hits, something in order to not suck. And it is what it is. Now, the nice thing about Overgorger, one of its perks, is that if you scale it on its own, and this thing becomes like a 300 by 2 with quick at the end game, you don't need to have morsels in your end game plan, right? You no longer care after Ring 7, because you're just going to kill the bosses with the units themselves, right? It's pretty good. So that's kind of your plan. Now, that's nice. Of course, you can also feed and scale it into the Divinity if you have the line for it, but it is much tougher. And yeah, that's pretty much that. On the scaling tier that I use, where S tier is a unit that you can take at any point, pivot into it, and win the game convincingly with it, that's the top of the line. Then there's that. And then the D tier is where a unit is so bad that you should never pick it, and I think that if you somehow get it, you should remove it. I bounce back and forth on this. I could see Overgorger being D tier or C tier. I think, in general, Overgorger is too slow and too risky in the early game, and if you're looking to win streak is a bad bet. But there are high rolls that make it work, so it's not all bad, and its infusion is at least functional for a Gorger, right? You can put it into any of the other Gorgers and feel pretty okay about that. So I think I will settle on a C tier run. Now, the rules of this series that I'm doing make Overgorger worse than it probably is, and will force me to take Overgorger in a run that I normally would not take Overgorger. So let's hop over to Clan Select real quick and kind of run it down with how it plays with the champions, and it'll make sense why. So Primordium is really bad for Overgorger, even though Primordium is really good. And the reason is, Overgorger does not have any kind of innate multi-strike quick, anything good like that, so it's not a great target for Primordium. The other problem is that Overgorger wants quantity of morsels, not quality of morsels. So Primordium is 2 space. He's wasting space on your floor, and in the early game you have 2 space Primordium, 3 space Overgorger, you eat 1 time a turn, and it sucks, right? It's bad. So that is a struggle. You can't rely on it. And the even worse thing is Plink is a bad morsel card. Even if it can generate morsels in the early game, it falls off quickly, and if you didn't draft into good morsel generation cards in the early game, like, packed morsels, making of a morsel, something like that, and you didn't see anything good from Ring 3, you're walking into Ring 4 with essentially no morsel plan, which is extremely bad for an Overgorger run because it slows you down, makes you bad, it kills you early, and then it also kills you later because you have a weaker Overgorger. So yeah, it's tough. Now, the other problem on the flip side is that Penumbra is a trash tier champion. So having Penumbra is very bad, and having Penumbra, which is bad early game, combined with a unit like Overgorger that is bad early game, is a recipe for disaster. If you don't hit really well, you're probably going to lose, even if Shadesplitter is a better match here. So it's tough. We will probably play Penumbra here, because I think it's just unusable on Primordium, and I would almost certainly use its infusion only, right? I would not put it into like another unit. Right? A great example would be like I infuse it into Shattered Shell, right? And then Shattered Shell gets some permanent scaling over the run. It might actually be a better approach, right? It might actually be a more convincing run, but it doesn't actually use Overgorger, right? So it's kind of tough. The other problem is that I think Overgorger in general, let's see if I can pull this up, is better with like a random, when you don't have an Umbra champion, and you have some other line from one of the other champions that is doing fine, and then you have like, Shade Splitters and an Overgorger. You could do some fun things. Have your Overgorger on the top floor, charge it up, do fine, and kind of just chill. And then late game, you have this big beefy lad that you've been feeding up. So I've gone back and forth in my head on this, actually. I think I originally planned on us doing Penumbra, but the problem is, if I'm telling you what you should do to win with this unit, I think playing this unit as Overgorger itself is wrong. I think what you want is, you know, the Primordium where you feed it into a better unit, and then you give that better unit the Overgorger essence, so that over time, it scales to a point where it's very strong in the early game, and then you dupe it at the end game, so you have 2 of them. I think that's the line. So we're gonna do that, and this is gonna look weird, but it'll probably be fine. I also think that Overgorger is bad enough that you probably want a really good champion like Primordium propping it up if you're gonna be running primary Umbra, because primary Umbra is unfortunate. So that's what we're gonna do. And that's a lot of words to tell you I really don't like this unit, and I don't recommend drafting it, but it's better than like the D tier unit. It's better than Wilting Sapwood, and it's... Has there been another D tier unit at this point? I'm trying to remember. Let's see, I had Shadow Siege and Consumer both at C, I believe. Has there been another D tier unit? I don't know. I can't remember offhand. I know that the one D tier unit is... Oh yeah, Glugsider. Glugsider's terrible, right? So Glugsider and Wilting Sapwood are truly worse than Overgorger still. So, yeah. Alright, let's send it. We have Exile, Umbra, random, 25, no mutators. Let's do it. Okay. I hope this wins, because we're on that 22-0 win streak, but boy does it suck. Oh, alright, Overgorger, let's do it. We have primary, we have default, wrong. We have Exile Umbra and Exile Stygian with Double-Barrel Daedalus, Rage Fell, Diligent Seraph. We have Making of a Morsel, Flash Freeze, and Cannibalize. These are morsel cards, which are good for a morsel plan. It's worth noting that I look at this, I'm not going to make decisions in the early game assuming that I know I'm going to see an Overgorger. Instead, I'm just going to play to the best lines. Now, we have a morsel start with an Umbra banner in the first shop with the steel shop, which means that I don't mind an Umbra line here necessarily, even though, you know, if I have a good spell, then if I draft like a really good spell on ring 2, then maybe the left side's better. This is fine. I think this is a functional start. Okay. We look left, I mean right. Oh god, Volatile Gauge. There is a start for Volatile Gauge in this clan combo, but they would have had to show me, like, Foregone Powers is terrible for it. They would have had to show me, like, Crypt Builders, and I don't know, Excavation Eruption. I'll never click it here. I guess I'll take Forgotten Name. It is something. I do have spells, and Magic Power does benefit Plink, so fine. And we don't have Sap Seraph, so I could go Superfood, but I have no status effects. Also, it's Stygian, so there's nothing really good to take advantage of here. So I'm just going to click Aggressive Edible. It's just fine. Now, are we strong? I have Flash Freezes, I have Foregone Powers, I have Plinks. I can reasonably take this Horde, I think. Double Hordes in rings 1 and 2. That's tough. I think I can take 1. Oh, this is great, right? Kinstone Totem is kind of meh. It does enable some infinites, which are fun. You know, we discard to get energy, and it's your energy generator. Wing Clippings is kind of a counter to Seraph the Diligent, but I don't love that. But I'm just going to take Conscription Notice. It's like Advanced Prototype. It makes the early game basically free. This makes me feel a lot better for Daedalus, right? Because Daedalus could just destroy my unit. Clergy with plus damage. But I have Plinks and Pings. This is fine. This is an excellent unit trial. Great news. So the unit we get out of this, we will just strictly convert into our Overgorger. It's too bad we don't have him in this combat, right? I will play Primordium. I can't feed it immediately, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play Primordium. Oh, I can, because I forgot about it. Yeah, I'm just going to use Guard of the Unnamed. Hell yeah. This is nutty, actually. I totally forgot about that conscription notice, even after I did that. So, cool. Play some dudes, whatever. So I could have done that better if I had remembered the conscription notice, but it does not really matter. I'm just going to blink out everything here. Sure. And then I can flash freeze one. I can play a couple morsels up top. I can play another morsel and then just ping this dude out, and we're in great shape for this combat. We very cleanly win this. This is completely free. I'm not even incanting up top because it just does not matter. This is why I put those morsels down, by the way, because I knew the cannibalize would be coming up. So if I put this guy in the back, alas, it's fine. Our damage is so high right now, I just do not care. We even see a plink. Great news. Cool, we kill this thing without much issue. I have a 75. Yeah, like, this guy is unbelievable. Oh, well, real quickly, let's look at our magic power here. We gained 4 magic power from that. That's pretty decent, actually, right? I'm okay with that. Cool, a free trial. Now, I'm probably leaning into a morsel plan. I do have a pretty good setup for this with the miners, the cannibalize. I don't think I would take a third making of a morsel here. I actually think it's Space Prism though, right? I have enough morsels for now. Yeah, Space Prism is better. I think I'm always clicking Helical Crystallis here. It's just a really good spell. Never Mollusk Mage or Flash Freeze. Although Mollusk Mage is fun with the Forgotten Name. You could do some fun stuff there, but I don't think it's that here. No, take Crystallis. It doesn't matter what unit they show me, although in this world I would take Crucible Warden. I'm just going to convert it into an Overgorger. Now, this Overgorger, which I will convert using Stoker right now, is a little bit spooky at this point. But at the minimum, I think I could reasonably justify it in the game, right? Because if we look, you have this Overgorger, which is scary. Now, let's see. The tough thing about this, we have double shops, right? Which means we're not going to see a good shop for a while. Yeah, we don't see another steel shop until before Fell. Which means I really need to farm hard for something good here. I could go right here. I don't want to be seeing 2 Umbra banners necessarily. A Stygian banner would be nice. There's really only one good thing here, right? It's tricky, right? Because the idea is, what are you trying to do here? With Primordium, I'm looking at this and I'm going, all right, I'm probably going to infuse Overgorger into something else. Now, a Sweeper is pretty good, so I could take that Stygian banner and look for it there. Right? This Umbra banner is basically I'm committing to the Overgorger big unit line, like him himself. Which is not necessarily bad, right? I can't do the infusion yet though, right? So it doesn't make sense to farm too hard here. I do have a Ring 5 Temple. So pretty much if I'm going to do the infusion for Overgorger, it has to be in Ring 3. At this point, it just has to be. And there's almost no way I'm strong enough in Ring 3 to have 55 shards walking into Daedalus. I think that is suicide. So I cannot take this relic in the middle here, right? Now, the tough thing is that I don't really have enough to get value out of this Merchant of Magic. So I think it's wrong to look left. Now, I also don't have a lot of money, right? I don't have a lot of money, so this Merchant of Steel is like a one-shot at something good. Now, there are 2 good hits, both quick and multi-strike, if I'm going to play into the Overgorger. It's tough, right? It's very difficult here. Huh. This is actually a fairly tough decision and kind of will change my run significantly based on whether I go left or right here. Because right means I'm committing to Overgorger, left means I'm looking for something else. I could reasonably run an incant line here. I do have a lot of spells. They all can be played on random floors. So if they show me a Siren, I could do Siren here and then infuse Overgorger in and then dupe it at ring 8 here on the right side. I'm pretty likely to hit. And then I would go left and then right here, do the infusion on ring 3 and hopefully see one of multi-strikes. I mean, if I'm doing Sirens, then I would want multiple multi-strikes, or a multi-strike Incant Armor 2, something like that. Interesting. If I go right, I'm basically looking for... What am I looking for? Morsel Maker, pretty much. What else could they show me? It's never Alloyed Construct, which is a complete bait, because you want to be able to dupe it at the end of the line and put it behind something else. And multi-strike with fuel requirements does not work for that. So it would never be Alloy Construct. The only real hit here that I would reasonably take would be like Crucible Warden and what is it? Morsel Maker as an infusion. Basically, this is me deciding if I want a Stygian run with an Overgorger infusion or if I want an Umbra run with an Overgorger. Which can I ramp faster? This either ramps twice as quickly with the Overgorger itself or half as quickly with the infusion. It's also worse because the infusion can't be done on ring 2, it must be done on ring 3. So I lose a combat of scaling here. Now granted, probably only like 6 morsels or something, so it's probably not that great, but still. There's even a world where I don't feed Primordium to it, right? I put Primordium on a lower floor with the conscription notice unit, and then I scale that thing up top. Pretty good, actually, right? Pretty good. I do have the ability to do that, huh? I'm gonna go Umbra here. Lock it in. Endless is not it. Umbra Banner. Shadow Eater. It's not it. Morsel Master. Scale it really quickly. This is an interesting one. Morsel Master is tough because with a Morsel Master, you have a lot of scaling power once you can get to 6 space on the floor, because with only 1 space on the floor, with 2 space rather, it's the same as playing 2 morsels, right? But with 6 space on the floor, you get an extra morsel and it only costs you so much. I could just play Morsel Master, right? And then it does not matter, right? Interesting. There's actually a potential world where you infuse Overgorger into Morsel Master so that the thing is only 1 space. It's kind of funny. Is that better, actually? Wow. Is that better? That's an interesting consideration. I've never done that before. Is that winning? So at 20 HP? Interesting. Interesting, huh? So then I have 2 banner units until I infuse it. Let's make it a better backline. I wonder how this plays. I think I should take Morsel Master anyway. It's good for now. I don't have to infuse it. It makes 1 morsel into 2, which is just cool. I cannot re-roll this and see what I want. So I'm kind of just stuck there, but we are fine with that. I skipped this horde, sadly. I'd love to look at it, but it kills me. And we move. So in hindsight, bad take. That right side was dead to me. I want this unit draft. It shows me potentially a really good unit like a Titan Sentry or something else. Right, so here's what's happening. I'm playing 3 Ember worth of stuff. We're putting Miner up top. I'm putting Overgorger up top. I'm putting Primordium middle. And I'm feeding it to an Icy Celophyte. Yep, that's just it. And yeah, that's actually just fine. Interesting, huh? I can get... Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give up an extra thing, but it lets me do Morsel Miners here. And then I can actually plink up. Then I can tank with this magma morsel and save a little bit here. Really, this icy Silophyte saves the day because of the foot soldier dying. I didn't really have a great solution to that if I didn't hit this foregone power. So that's really good, actually. Cool. And now I can... Oh, it actually lives, huh? That's crazy, huh? I can play... I mean, that does kill it, right? But it's okay. I don't mind losing this here. Yeah, it's correct. What an interesting turn. I'm gonna cannibalize Primordium, it looks like. I either cannibalize Primordium or I cannibalize Morsel Master and then feed Primordium to a Train Steward. Well, the Train Steward's never correct. Yeah, I cannibalize Primordium here. Okay, that's strange. Alright, with great news. We see Morsel Excavator, which is just legendary tier. Great news. And now I Frostbite bottom, and of course it discards my only other unit. And I feed this morsel, these morsels to this man. Cool. I think the lifesteal secures this pretty effectively. I'm going to flash freeze that middle dude, which is great news. Cool. We're scaling really poorly here, though, by the way. Morsel Miner, rather. Very good scaling. Thank you. We win. Cool. Alright. Morsel Miners are a good card. This run looks weird. Is Packed Morsels correct here? Probably. I think I need more guaranteed morsel generators, so I will take it. Yeah. I already have ping. I don't think I'm leaning into incants. Now, I should probably let you know, I don't actually think, even if you were shown a natural Overgorger in the first unit banner, I don't think leaning into Umbra on this run is correct. I think going left there and then picking a Stygian unit to feed Primordium into is better. But the reason that I went right is because I already had the Overgorger, which has eaten 7 morsels in room 2. Pretty okay, I guess. Offering Token is good, if only because it's Diligent Seraph. It essentially replaces itself, and then I just kick a bad card. So I'm going to take it. I think it's fine. Morsel Maker. This is better as an infusion. Yes, that's better as an infusion. Cool. All right. So now I'm still going to go right because I want to look at this shop. It's the last one before ring 5, but I'm almost definitely putting Morsel Maker inside here. It is just correct. This is better than Morsel Master because in the late game, 1, it gives 5 HP. 2, in the late game, it scales itself, whereas Morsel Master is not going to scale the one that you dupe because you're not giving it morsels. So we do this. Cool, we go to 40. I do not take either of these. The piercing and the spell chain's not it. Multi-strike is it. That's really good. It's a really good hit. This Umbra banner. Morsel Maid. No. So this is fine. I think in practice, the Morsel Maid would have been a better infusion because you can just dumpster all stats into this thing. But again, it doesn't work in the late game. So you really only get the value of one of them. But you do also get the thing up to like 800 damage. So really, does it matter? Probably not. Morsel Maid takes over your run. And I don't want it to take over my run. In a real world scenario, if I were actually playing normally, I probably would have looked at this banner first. But I knew I wasn't going to take a Morsel Maid even if they showed it to me. Because I think it's too strong. And the run no longer becomes Overgorger. It just becomes High Roll Forehead, which I don't think is interesting or educational. So, sorry Morsel Maid, get out of here. Now, seeing that multi-strike is excellent. Our dude looks okay. The Morsel Maker is a great infusion. We have good morsel generation. Weird. Spike Driver colonies. Or rail spikes. I don't need the ping that badly. I don't want to clutter my deck. This is not a Spike Driver colony run. It's weird, right? No, hold up. There was... I don't think this would ever happen, but there is a really interesting line in this seed where you take the Spike Driver colony, you put Morsel Maker into it, you give it the multi-strike, and then you toss it like plus 25 somewhere. I think you might be able to... There's a damage shield 3 in the shop, so you could do that. And then that's it. And then you clone this thing, and you just make like 50 of them, and you play entire floors of Spike Driver colonies that scale themselves with Morsel Maker, and that actually wins. Yeah, that's a winning line. So that would be a much cooler run here, but because I'm showing off Overgorger, this does not make any sense. I don't think I need any of these. These are bad. They hurt my density of morsels. Yeah, sorry, Hef. Understood. Cramped train and all. So bad event. It's fine. Oh, there was an incant armor too. Yeah, this damage shield 3 would have been better on the thing. We will save this last slot for a potential ring 6 quick. I will be going that way anyway for the removals. Okay, under 50 for Daedalus is correct. Let's hope we don't die. I don't want to lose here. I think I'm definitely slower than usual. I should be here 10 minutes ago, but Overgorger is a struggle. Here's what we're doing. I'm going to put Primordium middle, Shattered Shell. Watch this. Oh, but Shattered Shell wins the run, huh? This is tough. This is very tough. I think what I have to do is Shattered Shell up top, Overgorger, Morsel Master, and then I ping the dude on bottom. This looks weird because I'm killing a Shattered Shell, which would really... This Primordium is basically dead. Like, I can't play it here. But this protects our boy. Alright, Plink, don't fail me now. Plink, don't fail me now. You know what? I'll take it. Train Steward, get in there, bud. It doesn't matter. We're going to foregone power this front dude. We lose Primordium here. This is awful. Even our boy Penumbra would be better here. Here, I'm going to play... No, I'm not. Going to play the double attack morsels here. I think we're going to be fine here. I'm going to kill the front line down here. I'm going to leave this rubble morsel in because it's better than nothing on a turn where I draw nothing. And I'm going to Frozen Lance or Frozen Foregone Power the bottom dude. And this is correct. Cool. Please allow me to ping. No ping. I want to plank bottom. I want a making of a morsel. All right, we see excavators, so I'm happy with that. I leave everything else in. Foregone Power bottom, Foregone Power mid. This is kind of what I knew was coming. The lineup of these two floors. I think we've handled it about as well as we can. And the lifesteal means I don't mind so much that I'm eating a constructive explosive here. Okay. I think we're going to navigate Daedalus. And that's going to be great. I am going to play the making of a morsel here. And just leave that morsel in my deck. And I'm going to play Train Steward bottom. Yeah, we get through it. We don't take damage. And then his stat line is strong enough to win. Ah, shame. I'm going to just put damage into Daedalus where I can here. No morsels on this turn. Unfortunate. His stat line is good enough to win for sure. Give me a morsel. Yeah, see, like, this is why you leave Rubble Morsel in your deck. I get 2 more eats out of that, which is great news. I'm going to double Plink here, and then Foregone Power. We should be very good into this. Yeah, alright, we see 2 more morsels here. Cool. So he's He's in a good place. We didn't die, which is great news. Which is just great news here, right? Just excellent. Shroud Spike is it. Where's our boy at right now? He's at 38 by 2. It's pretty decent. That's a good number of eats. You want to get him to the point where he's able to, in a reasonable combat, actually kill heavies. So he's at a point where he's doing like 76 right now. So with a few morsels, he should be able to get to 105. Shroud Spike, Ice Empire, Siren Song. It's got to be Shroud Spike, right? It's just there's no way around it here. And I'm going to take Titan Sentry for sure. It's the only unit I think they could show me at this point that I would want. I think I'm going to take... Yeah, I'm going to take Titan Sentry for sure here. Yeah. It's awkward. I need space. So space means a few things. Space means that with the Space Prism, I can play 2 morsels on the floor. Plinks are falling off a cliff here. Now, fortunately, I do have the Forgotten Name, so maybe eventually they suck a little less. I'm at 30 cards, which sucks. There's a world I ditch Morsel Master, but I don't think it's yet. Ragefell. Ragefell has Sweep. Keep that in mind. Morsel Master will just die. Energy lets me do fun things with really bad draws. Energy also lets me do things with Shroud Spike that feel pretty good. I think it is... Is it Space? Space does let me actually feed Primordium to the dude, right? I should take Space. The fact that I chucked Primordium into the ether there is really bad. Yeah. We'll do this. This is fine. Okay, we'll go... Is there a dupe that I would take here? Shroud Spike. Just straight up Shroud Spike. Now, that is otherwise a very weak line. You know, Pyro Remains, I have taken no damage. Money that I can't spend. I'm going to go left. The Horde could be better. There's a unit draft. I don't know what I would take here, but maybe, who knows. And there's removals. Yeah, this is better. Yo, Refracting Lens is great. Yeah, Refracting Lens is excellent here. Sure. Stygian Banner. I don't take either of these. There is a world. They could have shown me another shark, and I would have self-infused shark here for coziness, but I don't need these here. Yeah, we skip them. And I remove Double Train Steward. They're my worst card by far. Yes. Do I need this money for anything? The answer is probably no. We don't want Primordium to hang around, so Stalwart Snack is not it here. I'm going to take Aggressive Edible 2. Okay, let's think of it. I'm not going to take this money. I want to stay at sub 50. I don't think we handle Pyrolite Master with Multi-Strike particularly well right now. This next floor kind of sucks. There's no removals. I don't value Pyro Remains when I have Refracting Lens. The money's kind of whatever. Merchant of Magic could let me do like a -1 or a remove Consume Shroud Spike or a Frozen Shroud Spike. It's probably worth it to look at a magic shop. The money's good if I do that. At Temple is where I do what? Nothing. I need to think about my shards then. I will eventually have 55 from duping our boy. I have a ring 7 temple, so that's late. 10 from the money at ring 8. Probably going to take that, right? Get me up to exactly 100, so that put me at, what, like 65 here? I need to respond with 35 somewhere along the line. I do have temples, so what this is telling me, I need to at least take stuff from these temples, and I don't need this money. So we don't take the money. Spell Shield. Spell Shield in Party Boy combat? I mean, there's nothing to hit with Plinks anyway, right? No, there's nothing to hit with Plinks anyway. So I can take this. Plinks aren't doing anything. Crystallis is the only valuable card here that I lose. I don't think Spell Shield hurts me that much. Obviously, you know, it's not perfect. I lose Crystallis, but it's okay. I want to draw a card first. Okay. I definitely lose an Ember next turn then. I'm also in the awkward scenario where Primordium gets fed to Morsel Master, which is not necessarily terrible, but it is weird. I should take Primordium into our boy, yeah. Oh, but Horned Warrior here. What if I don't play Morsel Master here? Instead, I use Horned Warrior? Horned Warrior is a legend on this combat. He just kills the dude. No, he lives on his own. This is fine. This is fine. He's actually really good. Yeah. This is actually very strong. Because he has chump blockers. And he's just going to beat face 25. He kills a man. That's really good, actually. Thank you, Conscription Notice. Extremely cool. I have to just play Morsel Maker here without the making, which is unfortunate. You're going to notice immediately I can't play any morsels on this floor. Kind of sucks. Oh, but we see Space Prism. I think it's Shark Middle or Shark Bottom is better. He lives longer. I think protecting... Yeah, I think protecting the Horned Warrior is stronger. I should cannibalize Train Steward. We're not going to play the Shroud Spike here, sadly. Because cannibalizing here lets me feed some real powerful stuff into him. I think it's going to have to be Jeweler. I want survivability. This is 2 more eats. I'm going to leave these morsels in. Right. I realistically should just spend 1 morsel to tank here and preserve some HP. Yes, and then I'm going to Foregone Power the bottom. Because after 2 rounds of this Foregone Power, the Horned Warrior punches through. And I'll leave this Magma Morsel inside. Okay, we're navigating it. I think we're okay here. Yes, please, making of a morsel. Here, so we now have 3 space on this floor, so I actually cracked the packed morsels too. And I'm gonna do Miner, and then... I don't want to spend my Excavator yet, right? I think it's just Jeweler here, right? It provides a lot of... See, this is what I was talking about, right? He does 50 into this dude, who then takes 5 Frostbite and dies. This opens up these 2 back units to Overgorger. So I think it's just Damage Shield for now, and I leave the Excavator in. And I will play Crystallis on the bottom, because it at least clears the Defender and adds to my magic power in case it matters later. I'm going to give the Antumbra Morsel to Shark, actually. I take it back. I'll leave the Excavator in. I think this is fine. The scaling at this point is looking pretty okay. Yeah, sadly, nothing useful. I do have the Flash Freeze, which clears something. I'll at least spend it. It's fine. Great news. We kill the front dude again, so we chomp, no problem. Give me morsels, please. Yeah, great. I left these in for a reason. Now is the opportunity to feed our boy. I'm going to... We get 1 round? Yeah, so the front dude's already dead. Great news. Cool. Alright, now I just want to play any morsels they'll show me. Sadly, they show me none. Because, why would they? Morsels, huh? Who shows me morsels? Whatever. Sadly, no morsels on that turn. We're still going to win this, of course. Oh, but we get the last moment making of a morsel with a Shroud Spike. That's nice. That's what I'm talking about. Glad we got that in. Alright, we're fine. Got the money. Good. Okay, show me a morsel card. Grovel. I pick Grovel 100%. Don't even care about the others. Ice Storm, Guardian Stone, or Cuddle Hex. It's not those. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Let's see what our dude's at here. He made it to what? 72 by 2. He doubled in that combat, right? He was at 36. This is what I'm looking. This is good. This is good scaling. We're making it. Cool. We go left because the Merchant of Magic, it would be nice to see one before the end of the run. And I don't... the Merchant of Trinkets and the Horde and an event. Let's think about this here, right? The only real high roll is Double Gorge. No, there's actually a lot, right? There's Wing Technology, there's Chain of Gems. Huh. Look at the logbook here. There's, oh, this is tough, right? There's, yeah, Chain of Gems, there's Abandoned in Umbra, there's Shade Lamp. Mask of Penumbra is a draw relic, Fossilized Fangs, Winged Technology. There's actually a lot of good hits for my line here in Umbra. All of the Stygian ones are bad. Even like Founding Seal's not good. I would, of course, take Light's Gift. I should go right. I have 510 gold. I think left is safe because I'll put a -1 into Grovel and I'll have either remove Consume or Frozen on Shroud Spike, or they show me a holdover for Grovel. Like a Magic Shop is basically guaranteed value. I do see one potentially on ring 7. I think I'm going to go right, though. There's just so many good relics, and a single one of them helps me a lot. Okay. Yo, Mark of a Champion with Penumbra in Aggressive Edible is money. Merchant of Trinkets. Firestone Housing. Temple. Oh, they show me a Spell Chain. Spell Chain Shroud Spike is one of the best you can do. This is part of the Omega High Roll. All I need is to see a Rubble Morsel and some other morsel on the same turn. I think I should take that. I'm going to take that Spell Chain almost definitely. Let's see. Do I want Firestone Housing? Maybe. Maybe. It's good. I'm going to dupe him. I'm going to go to the Merchant of Steel. The problem is, like, I should look at the Caverns first, right? Because if the Caverns gives me an upgrade that's really strong for Overgorger, I'm much more inclined to buy Firestone Housing. Okay. And there's no reverse problem, right? It's not that I need to buy a trinket before going to the cavern. So let's look and see what they show me. It's just trade Pyre Health here for sure. I have Refracting Lens. Yeah, fine. Hammered Chest Plates is excellent. I'll take it. It's 20 Pyre HP, which is a lot, but like I wouldn't have done that trade without Refracting Lens, but I'll get it back. That is HP from Primordium. That's HP across the board. Makes morsels tankier. That's very good. I will re-roll this shop now. I've decided against Firestone Housing. Winged Technology is the hit. I now buy a removal into a Train Steward and save the rest of my money for the upcoming Steel Shop. Because with this combat, I will be able to re-roll. I will buy the Spell Chain into Shroud Spike right now. For sure. If they show me an intrinsic for Space Prism at some point on this run, I'll probably do that too. Because that's also great. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we're navigating this. It's looking pretty okay. Nothing else I wanted here, right? Purge. No, I don't want the Purge. I could reasonably take the Purge, but I think it's a little early to go to 65. I need to respect the potential self-made Harpy devastation here. I also need to be thinking about how in the world I beat Stealth Boss. Honestly, it's play a bunch of morsels. Right? Let's play a bunch of morsels. Oh man, that Winged Technology is such a good hit. Okay, I feel really strong after that. Yeah, we get the self-made Harpy. Of course, spikes with the Sycophants. You know what? We're going to play it cool. I do have Plinks. Plinks are okay into Sycophants, but like... What's my boy at? My boy's at 72 by 2. I can take this. I can take this. I'm taking it. Oh my god, what have I done? Don't kill me, please. This is so sticky. Plank first. Yeah, because I only need 2 Ember for the important stuff. Cool. This is good because I can now do Rubble Morsel. We're going to play the Umbra Morsel first. I'm going to take the Primordium now. Oh, they give me another Shark. Okay, I feel much less bad about this. And I leave the Rubble Morsel in. I will Foregone Power bottom. Cool. Alright, well, I have 2 Sharks. I don't play my other Shark. And I just take a X4 Morsel Miner here. Yeah, that's good. Cool. I probably lose this mid Shark, but it clears all of the other fellows, which is great news. And it lives, which is great. I'm going to ping on the bottom. Cool. I'm going to Offering Token first in case I hit something good. No, I don't. I will play Morsel Master and then leave these morsels in. And I will just double Foregone Power the bottom here. Oh, well, single Foregone Power the bottom in, apparently. How many hits does he need to kill these things? 4 hits is 12 damage, which is enough. Oh man, it's tough because I could, like, this Jeweler tanks 1, 2, 3, 4, the whole round? Wow. But I don't want that. I want these guys dead. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, that's fine. Space Prism. I put the Train Steward in front because it dies, right? 14 damage. Sure. Good job, Train Steward. You did your job. I want to ping. Wow, 220 by 2? Holy crap. I guess that's just Primordium with Mark of a Champion. Wow, okay. Our damage is out of control. I need to just ping. Doesn't matter what I ping, huh? Can I just ping out front dudes and take the magic power? Yeah. I lose the mid Shark, but I also don't care because these Sycophants now represent Plink value. Plink value. I'll take it. Okay, cool. And now I crack the Packed Morsels. For sure. In case I don't draw into them again, I want to get that HP. And if I leave in these morsels, I feel pretty okay about it. I mean, if I put an Umbra morsel in front, it tanks the whole thing, right? Because it doesn't attack. So it doesn't kill itself, right? Because it has 6 spikes, right? If I put the morsel excavator in front, he blocks it and then one of them dies. So yeah, we do these guys in front and we do the excavators in back and we leave everything else in. I'm going to turn the making of a morsel into a miner here. I opted for survivability in this case. I probably could have just taken the miner and not used these encumbered buds, but it's fine. I just leave morsels in for a bad turn where I don't have things I can plink. Plink, don't fail me now. Plink, don't fail me now. I'll take it. It's fine. It is a good opportunity. Oh, it doesn't work because it's -1. Oh, we failed. It's okay. Plink did its best. Cool. Thanks, Plink. Oh, thanks, Titan Sentry. You're very cool. Wait a second. Do I Plink here? No, no, no. I do Titan Sentry. It's fine. I realize it kills. I actually don't do Titan Sentry. Is the Frostbite better? 8 by 6? I actually don't think I do that, right? Just play morsels up here. And then I put in the Foregone Power here, and we don't play the dude, because I don't want to kill the Sycophant, right? I think I win no matter what, right? Yeah, for sure. But I get 4 more morsels, which is great news. Cool, alright. Nice. Our boy's eating a lot. This is probably the best Overgorger run I've had in a while. I'll take a Rules of Containment, sure. It's basically jack strips. Kindle. Kindle's okay. What's our boy at? Let's check. 116 by 2. Okay, at this pace, we will for sure get a really big man out of this. Do I take these units, these cards? Crucible Extension is more space. It's expensive. I don't really want to play it. I only need the one space, really. Kindle. Kindle is awkward. Like, it's good, but it's only good with Shroud Spike. If I see a Frozen in a shop ever, it's nice. Because I freeze the Shroud Spike, and then I just wait for the Kindle and then do a big thing. But, like, okay. Excavation Eruption is not a bad card, but it also falls off, right? I don't really feel good into curses on Diligent here. I just don't. Don't have a great answer for it, and I don't think Overgorger being a big man is going to be a sufficient answer. I need to see Endless on this Shark is what I'm leaning towards. So Excavation Eruption is not it. I may need to self-infuse that Shark, actually. Where could I do that? I could do that if I skip the Steel Shop. I should not skip the Steel Shop. So we don't do that, okay? I skipped this. It's fine. Frenzied Swarm? Pretty good. Frenzied Swarm is pretty good. Helps answer the how do I not die. Gives me a good target for holdover. Although I really think the holdover is probably going on Grovel if I see it. It's interesting, right? It's interesting. I don't see a magic shop for a while. Assuming I hit what I want out of the Merchant of Steel. Like, the best hits here are, like, Endless and Quick. If they show me both, cool. I don't think I could afford both, actually, which sucks, but it's fine. I would take either. I may go Steel Steel here. I see a Steel at the end. I might go Steel Magic Steel then. Yeah, okay. So do I need one of these answers? Maybe, right? Maybe. The problem now comes from Primordium dies on top floor. I think Preserve is correct because I can freeze my Shroud Spike, right? And it itself is frozen. I'm going to take Preserve here, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it a little more, I draw it only once. Just show me the Quick, and this run looks much more logical, please. Large. I'm going to put the 25 into Titan Sentry, and then re-roll this. Yeah, Quick. That's exactly what I asked for. And I leave this slot open for Endless maybe on the Shark later. Yeah, but I put the 25 into Morsel Master here so he doesn't die immediately. This lets him do some stuff later on, too. I could actually just remove Morsel Master once I hit Ring 8, right? I don't need him anymore. It's actually better not to have him. It's a pretty good lad with the Quick. Feels really good. The important thing is +5 from the chest plates and the Morsel Maker giving another +5, and +6 every turn is pretty solid here. I need to watch my money a little bit. Let's remove. Removals here are very good. Train Steward out. Probably a foregone power. That's probably, I don't know. Both of these are really bad. Plink is pretty awful. What is this, Rage Fell? There's no Sycophants on Rage Fell. There's no Sycophants on any Fell. I think it's got to be Plink because it costs 1 and it's about to drop off a cliff. I'll take it. I'll probably clear them both average. Show me an upgrade for my unit here. Random Umbra consumable is good. Will I take a Prismal Dust? Maybe. I was kind of hoping for a Space Prism or a Packed Morsels here, but you know, beggars won't be choosers. Do I take a Prismal Dust here? Maybe. Maybe. It is a consume. At its Pyre Health. It's not bad. It's not bad. It does something. It's probably good. It's probably good. I should probably take this Prismal Dust. If I'm scared of anything, I'm always uncertain. I'm going to take the Prismal Dust. I think it is correct. Sadly, they don't give me extra free money. That's okay. Another Spell Chain. Spell Chain Packed Morsels is probably the only real good hit here. It is not intrinsic, sadly. I'm at 55 right now. I'm going to go to 70 with this Hellvent down here. So I need to take 30. If I take both 15s, I get to exactly 100. I mean, another Spell Chain into Packed Morsels is pretty good, right? Just a ton of morsels, and I leave them in my deck. That's probably great, right? Yeah, sure. And then we sit at 70 here. Cool. Do I need to buy a removal to feel a little more comfortable? I don't need a steel shop. I'm going to save my money. I think we're okay. I need the quick means I don't have a risk of getting sniped out by heavies on Rage Fel, and we get a free round into Fel herself. We should be okay. Yes. I take the 15 on the next ring. All right, Rage Fel. Let's get it. I'm still slow by 10 minutes on this run, but I usually have to think a lot. Oh, also, Rules of Containment is so good on these dudes, right? Tough. Hold up. Preserve on this turn is pretty cool. I could preserve Primordium and then guaranteed. Well, no, I don't want to do that, right? No, I don't want to do that. Here, we're going to play Primordium first. No, I crack the Packed Morsels first. I play one here to preserve Ember Drain, which does matter. This also protects Morsel Master and Primordium. We get an Armor Shark. Sure, why not, bud? Let's do it. And I leave all of these cards in. I think it's going to be better to save the Preserve for the Shroud Spike when I land it. I should probably Plink bottom in case I hit. Plink never gets there. I don't care enough about Forgotten Name to try to do anything with it, so I'm just going to crack this other Packed Morsels, actually. Better to have the morsels in my deck at this point. And I don't really need to give morsels to this man. Yeah, no, I just hold off. Cool. Cool, that's fine. Right, we don't even see Primordium, the right unit. Okay, that sucks. Put Shark on mid, actually, right? Yeah, for sure. We do punch through this Alabaster Guardian, and I am guaranteed to see Overgorger next turn, so we never take damage from this Clip Guardian. This is kind of why I think in the end game I should get rid of Morsel Master, right? Because I'm going to have a second Overgorger, and this guy's just kind of going to fall off a cliff. So, yeah, that's why I didn't put the 25 into him. I am going to play Grovel here. I might as well get value. And I'll give our boy some extra morsels at this point. I don't want to leave too many morsels in the deck. And I hold off on this Foregone Power here. Yeah, I don't want to discard Preserve. Cool, we're fine. This is not a problem. Overgorger goes into play. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. We play Overgorger here. I can't do anything with the Shroud Spikes, so I can freeze Mr. Shroud Spike, which is 100% the best thing I could do. And now I Blink bottom. Whew, buddy. That Rubble Morsel, I'm going to leave it in. Yeah, fine. Quick is good. Quick is good. Alright, we're going to be very fine. I just need to see morsels at this point. No, there's no way I can actually see the thing I want. I don't really care about this dude's armor. He dies in one hit. We do 232 into our dude. It's fine. I could just disrespect him completely. I am going to play just both Making of Morsels here, actually. It's just better. Yeah, it's just way better. And I don't think I need this Prismal Dust, so I'm going to consume it for Pyre Health. Yep, fine. That's a good chomp. So here's what's going to happen on the Divinity. On the Divinity, we're going to have one Overgorger up top, who's going to eat Primordium, probably, or who's going to just sit on his own and kill things. And then we're going to have one Overgorger in middle. I think top eats Primordium, and then middle will be backlining behind the Shark, which I think is correct here. Yeah. I just play Frostbite into Fel here, and nothing else really matters. Yeah, nothing else matters here. I don't really need Shark for anything. Top floor is way stronger. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I need to draw morsels. This is why I left so many in my deck. You know what? Cannibalizing our conscription notice, man. Here. Cool, let's do it. I want morsels, man. This is a pretty decent morsel spike. I will take HP and lifesteal here. Well, no, I'm actually just going to take damage shield, because the damage shield is preserved for Fel. And then I quad spike on the damage shield dude. Cool. And we chill. I do sadly lose this other one, but it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It was a good turn for it. It was a good enough turn for it anyway. Great, I have morsels in my deck now. I just play them. None of these other cards matter. I could just reasonably remove everything else from my deck at this stage. I just need morsels. Morsel Miner, let's do it. Flash Freeze into Fel. Whatever. We easily beat Fel here. I just need to kind of maximize. Making of a morsel is good. I will take the extra damage shield in case it matters. I'll take the extra damage shield in case it matters. Orgon Power into Fel. I'm pretty confident we win this. But yeah, she doesn't even get through our damage shield. Great news. And we even chomp here. Good news. Cool. Big eats. Big chomp. Alright, good news. Great. Great, great, great. That feels good. We did a lot of scaling there. Trample. Trample wins. 168 by 2. Trample is a winning line. We click Trample Stone. Cool. Now, do I need card draw? Yes. Do I need Ember? Yes, I do. I need both. Diligent currently is going to kind of run me over, and I'm just going to be banking on Overgorger at that point, just having enough damage. He already almost does enough to kill a 190, which is excellent news. That feels pretty strong. I think I'm going to take draw because I want to draw through my deck faster. And it's easier to find a relic that solves Ember, like Hell's Banners, than it is to find a relic that solves draw. And I need to get through my deck faster. That was way too slow. It was very clear to me. So even though Diligent is terrifying, I just do this with draw, and we accept the 3 Ember run. I can go left for removals, very strong. I do see one more Steel Shop. I do see one more Steel Shop here. Endless is an important hit, I think. How important is it? How important are magic shops? Probably not very. I can just freeze the Shroud Spike with Preserve as needed, and then I'm going to go to the right because if I see Endless, I think I win. Yeah, I think Endless on the Shark to tank for the mid-floor Overgorger is going to be the most important thing I could do on this run right now. Also, I could maybe see a relic that solves Primordium dying on turn 1. Artifact Burst. Teeth of Gold is not it. I'm going to take Faulty Loader. This helps because the turn 1 Purifier does not hit me at this point. Show me Endless. Ah, oh, great news. Endless. Just hit, man. Just hit. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Caverns. Oh. Unnamed Tome, One Horn's Tome, or Wildwood Tome. This is fun because if I had missed Quick, I could take the the quick tome. It's never One Horn's tome here. That's just suicide, I think. We're going to be tanking a lot on their HP. Pretty confident. Unnamed tome is good. Draw it once, never draw it again. It answers curses on Diligent. It answers the curses on Divinity. Yeah, I'll take an unnamed tome. I don't love it, but I want it. I don't need any upgrades at this point, right? I have to take the 15 here. Plus 30 magic power. Into what? Crystallis? Plink? Is it Plink's time? It is Plink's time. The plus 30 Plink is better than... I would love to take this Purge, huh? Let's go to the Dark Forge. Alright, they show me Superfood. I'm going to pivot to Superfood here. You may ask why. The answer is 15 HP. Right? I don't really care about Primordium other than being like a morsel. 15 HP is good. Right? It's just good. That means I get one turn and I can maybe find Grovel or something. The other thing is that with Mark of a Champion, like, with Mark of a Champion, I already get to 30 attack. I'm gonna go Superfood here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Superfood. If this were Sap Seraph, I might think about this a little more carefully, but Superfood is fine. Maybe I see a Ring 7 or like a Ring 8 Chain of Gems. Hear me out. I could go to 105 here, right? I dupe. Go to 85 on Overgorger for sure. You know, it's not the biggest Overgorger I've ever had. And the biggest ones are always morsel maids, right? You just kind of dumpster a million morsels a turn. This has been a very mid-roll for his scaling, but I think it's going to still get there. We do still have 2 more combats before the Divinity, which is nice. So I go to 85 off this dupe, for sure. This Merchant of Steel is kind of dead, but I have to get the dupe, no doubt, so it's fine. I take this money. Takes me to 95. I could do 105 and get a Purge out of it, which is more valuable than... I'm going to get rid of a foreground power here if I do that. This is more valuable than the plus 15, though. And it doesn't change anything about, like, thresholds on Primordium's HP into the Divinity, right? He is 2-shot no matter what. I'm going to do this. This is better. I'm going to for sure remove Morsel Master in the last ring. He's done his job at that point. All right, let's go. This is fine. We've done everything we need. I'm going to save my 90 gold. Heaven's Seal. That's fine, right? This is Purifiers. So at worst with Purifiers... I have what? I leak the Purifier itself, which is annoying. I always do enough damage to kill like the worst wave here. If somehow both of the beginning ones upgrade, Overgorger fed with Primordium gets there. Yeah, this gold is very valuable to me right now. We don't even see the worst here, right? We just don't. I even see Unnamed Tome on turn 1. Yeah, this is actually free. I'm going to draw first, actually. Whatever. I sadly lose Ember Drain, but it's fine. Animus of Speed, huh? Sure. Get in there, girl. It's fine. Yeah, this is now free. Cool. Cool. Alright, we did it. Great job, folks. Great job. Oh no, the Umbra Stone. I'm gonna greed. Oh, I should not greed, huh? This is tough. I want to play Morsel Master more than I want to get the 100 gold. This is meta progress either way, right? Morsel Master represents a lot of morsels. Duh. He's better. Sadly, there's nothing I can do about this. I'm going to freeze the bottom. This prevents the sap from coming through and also stops that curse. So I draw a little quicker. Sure. Okay. Sadly, I lose money. I'm going to burn out this Prismal Dust here for 5 more. We go to 140. Max out. Fine. Fine. I never kill the purifiers that are upgraded. Ever. Yep. Absolutely not. Cool. I'm going to play Shark Middle anyway. Fun. I should maybe cannibalize something here. You know what's better? It's actually better to cannibalize Primordium here. Right? You may think that's nuts, but it's actually just significantly better because I get morsels out of it. Yeah, this is the big brain, huh? And then I just put out survivability morsels and it's fine, and we leave these other ones in. Cool. That's exciting. Because I don't care about anything else there, right? Yeah, this is where we're going to start leaking, right? 11 does not put me over the threshold, sadly. So I'm for sure leaking here. Yes, I am. I should fish for a good morsel. If I see a damage morsel, I think we get there. This is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to play a card, so I play the Foregone Power and just burn it. Cool. I'm now going to purge this morsel. Show me a damage morsel. All right, we get there. Cool. Cool. And that's because I can now flash freeze in the back and kill that man. Cool. I like that. That's good. So many morsels. I may as well... Ooh, this man on the bottom is potentially scary. Oh, we already outscale him. I don't care. Yeah, fine. Cool. Alright. We're probably going to leak something on this combat. Inevitably. There's just no way around it. I freeze the Shroud Spike here. Play these. It's fine. I am leaking 9s. It's okay. I have Pyre Refracting Lens. If I'm only leaking the Purifiers, it's no biggie. Yeah, I'm just going to have to deal with it. Oh no. I am going into making of a morsel here. Play it out. Play a Foregone Power. Hey, thank you. And then play both self-mutilations here. Cool. Neat. See, when they don't upgrade the dudes, I'm fine. Draw a card first. Pick the self-mutilation. Cannibalize the lady. And we take a Shroud Spike here. It's just going to have to do. You know, Plinks make this hard. If I had Shade Splitters, I might be able to get a Rubble Morsel here, but I don't. I want to get the 4x on this, so... What would I 4x here? Almost 100% the Jeweler. And then I'll take the HP. Our damage is fine. It's just a matter of surviving. Sure. And sadly, I cannot save this Shroud Spike, so I don't bother. Show me morsels, please. I will take a Grovel, 100%. A Miner. Jeweler. Great news. Just leave it. I don't need to trample for now. Look at all these wonderful morsels. I get 4 of them. Great news. And we send it. Cool. All right, that's really convincing. Let's look at our boy. What's he at? 200-ish at least? 214. That is a winning number. Great. Feast is great. Feast is great, yeah. Yes. Feast is excellent because if I draw it into Primordium, he can actually get eaten. Cool. I'll take it. I don't need these other cards now. Frenzied Swarm, Last Chance, no thank you. No Magic Shops in my horizon. I get 400 gold. Let's go to the dupe. Our Ring 8 is basically guaranteed at this point. I take the money. Show me a good trinket. Gorge abilities are doubled and Cuddlebeard. I mean, I'm probably buying both of those. I do need to remove Morsel Master here. All right, let's look. If I do 260, 270 is 530. 620 if I remove Morsel Master here. Cool. Cool, that's good. Great news. Dupe Overgorger. And now we have the big lads in action. And I get to show you that, how it looks. We buy both of these relics. Sure, and I remove Morsel Master at this point. 30 gold. And see, that's what I was telling you. This 400 gold from Ring 7 was really important. It was worth that 6 HP that I got back from Pyro Remains anyway. There was a lot of risk, but we're fine. And this should win. 30 cards is a little thick, which is one of the reasons why you need to have this +1 draw. 30 cards with 5 draw would have been a nightmare. I'm just going to have to deal with Diligent and accept Pyro damage from curses, pretty much. There's no real way around it. 105 out of 100, let's send it. Cool. I'm pretty confident in this line at this stage. Hopefully we pull it off. Thank you, Faulty Loader. Very cool. Payton Sentry bottom is still correct here. Yeah. This even clears purifiers actually, huh? That's fun. That's fun. Yeah, so here we're gonna do Primordium. Steelworker. Yo, what? Steelworker? Steelworker's insane because I took superfood? Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. That's excellent news, actually. I have the space for him, right? Yeah, I totally do. I don't mind if he gets eaten. Now, sadly, I do lose 2 Ember next turn, but I don't really care. I'm going to play the Umbra Stone into Primordium here because superfood. Sure. Sure, dude, sure. Tiny Steelworker is very cool. Save the unnamed tome here. All right. Now, you know, I lose 2 Ember here, so I lose my next Overgorger. It sucks. It's fine. This one's not the important one. I will take Making of a Morsel here. Just feed it and just leave this thing in, actually. Yeah, cool. It's fine. This is why you have 2 of them, right? It is why you have 2 of them. I play them in. Great news. We clear everything, everyone. Cool. I don't have to worry about freezing right now. I do want to crack the packed morsels. For sure. I'll leave the other one in. And then I will Frostbite into Seraph because it's permanent damage here. Cool. Yeah, we clear it at this point. We made it through the weird stage. This is the worst part about Superfood Primordium. If I have to play him first, I get 2 Ember Drain, and I lose that first Overgorger, but it's okay because I had 2 of them, right? And really, I don't need the second one here. I do not need the second one at all. I will... What do I want to do here? I have a Vengeful Shard. I don't really care about the Vengeful Shards. I'm just going to leak them. But the bigger question is I just don't want to lose Preserve. I kill a Plink. Sure, I Plink. I Preserve on Shroud Spike. And I reasonably could cannibalize Shark here. And then just replay him middle. No, he should be bottom. I need to leave him in, actually. I don't cannibalize here, then. So I will play the Vengeful Shard. I don't necessarily need scaling here. It's fine. I would like some, but it's okay. Oh, no, great. Oh, it's excellent. Frostbite 4. He comes in with Frostbite 4 because of the Cuddlebeard with Rules of Containment. I was worried I need to avoid our boy getting punched. Space Prism top. No morsels. I play Shark Bottom. Frostbite the Purifier to kill him. Play a Vengeful Shard. It ain't pretty, but it's doing it. It's interesting, huh? It ain't pretty, but it's doing it. And now I play the other Overgorger up top, and we win. I'm going to consume out the offering token here. Discard that. I mean, it is pretty tempting to play this other Overgorger up top. I think it guarantees the win, but it removes morsels from this equation. The Shroud Spike might matter. That is an interesting question. I'm doing what? I'm doing 530 around here, and I have no morsels played into him. I need to play morsels, I think. I think I'm going to play this Overgorger middle, and then I'm going to Elevator the Shark. Yeah, that's correct. So we play Overgorger middle. He clobbers these units. We're going to clean up the floors really well here. And at this point, let's see. I do get, he does swing. Oh no, he doesn't. Trample. Trample works. Yeah, okay. Sadly, stealth means I'm not doing any damage to Seraph, but it basically means I can conserve this 1 damage shield here, which is good. I will do that. Cool. Cool, yeah, this is fine. And I Elevator our boy. Cool. Shark bottom. And Umbra morsel up top. I flash freeze Seraph. Every bit of damage here matters. Vengeful Shard. He only kills the front dude, which is fine here. I hold Preserve. Fine. I don't really need this unnamed tome here. Yeah, we're going to Elevator Shark, which I think is going to be 100% correct. All right, here we go. I ignore Vengeful Shard here. I play the Miner up top with the Excavator, and I Shroud Spike the Miner, which guarantees the win on this combat, and I preserve the other Shroud Spike. I accept 1 damage. It's fine, though. Cool. We play Shark. Middle. We get 1,000 in. I grovel top for the double morsels. Yep. I play double morsels. Very cool. Yeah, we chill. I now Elevator Shark. And we win. Yeah. I mean, we win already, actually, which means I now take Umbra morsel. I don't play the shark, and I instead take the extra eats. Cool, I already win. Great news. I take the unnamed tome. I'm already back at full health, but it's fine. We get there. Cool. Okay. Also, thank you for the Steelworker hit. Surprisingly good, right? Cool. Now, we get through Diligent, no problem. I think I did feed that one a little bit. He's at 274, so actually a lot of bit. That dude is thick. He's going to be the guy that chews through the 290s. This is enough damage to win. It sure is. Okay, show me a good turn 1 draw here. It's not a great turn 1 draw, huh? Is Primordium important to this run? I know I ask that as if it matters. Like, is Primordium actually important to this run? Yeah, hell yeah he is. I do Primordium up top, and then I give him all of this damage shield. Right? No, I play Shark. Do not give up Shark. We play Shark bottom anyway, because it gives maximum time for the Frostbite to function. And I play 2 damage shield on Primordium here. And I play Animus on bottom, I guess? I think she kills one, right? Yeah, she totally does. She can just chill behind Titan Sentry here. I have space for that Overgorger, so that's fine. Cool. I don't care about anything else. I guess I should get that the one magic power here, so fine. Sure, dude, one magic power, let's get it. Okay. Lose the trample, sadly. It's okay. I play Overgorger up top. He gains HP because of the eating of our dude. Totally fine. I'm gonna frost. It doesn't matter what I frostbite, right? Yeah, it does not matter what I frostbite. I can't. This is the problem. I really, the energy might have been better here, right? I struggle with this because next turn I see the other morsel Overgorger, but I can't play him, right? Unless I don't replay Shark, and replaying Shark is more important. Really awkward. Really awkward. Fortunately, I've already plugged like a good number into him, like 500 damage this turn. It's tough. I think I'm going to Foregone Power bottom in the... Well, it doesn't matter, right? He's going to easily kill him. Yeah, he easily kills him. We just forgotten name up there. Yeah, fine. I don't love this. Maybe I see my freeze. I don't. Okay, the real question. What's more important? Shark. Shark is more important. Lock it in. It's gonna have to do. Doesn't matter. It actually has absolutely no value in it whatsoever. Yeah, fine. I'm gonna play Shark middle now. Can I draw Shark in any world? No. Oh, snap. I can grovel Primordium and give him an extra turn here. That's exciting. And then I can take a Lifesteal morsel here, which is very good. We do kill the Conduit. I'm going to start putting Frostbite into this Clipped Guardian in the back, because we're going to chew through the front two for sure. I have Preserve finally. I need to not flood myself with morsels is the trick here, because I need to redraw that other Overgorger ASAP. So we're not going to worry too much about morsels unless I can play them right away. We Frostbite this Clipped Guardian. This is really good because he's going to leak. I missed Trample thanks to no magic shops and bad draws. I didn't take Ember. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm still going to lock it in. I think this draw was correct because Diligent would have farmed me pretty hard there without it. I guess I can leave this morsel out, right? I don't really need it for anything. I don't care about morsels, just get rid of it. He even lives, it's annoying, it's fine. I don't want him in there. We do clear this, and we fully eat Primordium, which is excellent. Thanks to that Grovel hit. Cool. Offering token. Where's my Ember going this turn? I don't need Foregone Power for anything. I will play the Weight of Contrition. I will play Titan Sentry bottom. He's good. I'm gonna leak this man right now. This man being Chains. What is this guy doing to me? Not a lot. He's 44 Frostbite. He doesn't really chew through. I think he gets like 2 hits in. Okay, fine. I will Space Prism top. I will crack this Packed Morsels because every single one of these survives. And anything I can feed is value here. Thank you, Winged Technology. Extremely cool. I now Packed Morsels. No, I leave that Packed Morsels alone. And I Flash Freeze Chains because I'm more worried about him than this Clipped Guardian. Yeah. This Clip Guardian gets, I think, 2 or 3 in, I think. It's 2 for sure, right? Yeah, 2, fine. Okay, okay. I'm going to freeze... What? I'm going to freeze Harvest here. Yeah. How much does he do to me? That's tough, right? That is tough. He has 120 life walking out of this. We're going to be fine because the Harnessers are going to die to Frostbite. Thank you, Shark. Very cool. We're going to play this Shark probably on middle next turn to clean up this Wiltwings floor. Yeah. You know, I didn't realize this man actually ate that morsel. Huh? Weird. Does not matter what I foregone power here, so I don't do it. It's never a world I kill this defender. These guys are already dead. Maybe I'll draw Trample and this will look a little better. I'll play Plink up top, sure. Pew. We don't die. We're fine. He gets like 2 hits in. No, it's 3 hits. It's fine. Right? He gets... Well, watch it. 1, 2, 3. Yep, sad, but it's fine. I'm taking all this curse damage, and you can't stop me? Yeah, I'm taking all this curse damage, and you cannot stop me. Let's see. I want to make sure the Conduit is dead in time for top floor. So this is just correct. He also dies. Excellent. I need to play Overgorger 110%. The other nice thing is playing Overgorger up top here guarantees I don't take the 28 from these Light Harnessers. I put him back. Cool, we take less damage because of that. I will freeze Shroud Spike because one good Shroud Spike locks this in. And we're chilling. I take 4, but I just don't care. This is why, you know, I'm a firm believer in Pyre Health mattering a lot. Pyre Health matters a lot in this game. Let's see, what is my... Top floor definitely clears out. Yeah, top floor definitely clears top floor. This back guy is gonna die at some point. Yeah, he's gonna lose overall here. I need to get one good Shroud Spike in, right? Yeah. So here we always play Making of a Morsel here and feed it to our lad in front, who's gonna be the real carry here. This is not winning to play it, so I don't do it. Let's see, how much damage are we doing? This is enough to kill the front man, and then we're gonna pop that shit Light Wings. Yeah, I think it's better to clear out the Light Wings here. I mean, the Wilt Wings on bottom. Yes, lock it in. Don't give up the Shroud Spike yet. It's not worth playing this foregone power. Cool. Very good. I now play him again on bottom. Very good. I don't redraw him either, which is fine. No, I don't get it. Hold up, there is a world. I'm gonna min-max to this degree. Yeah, okay. I Plink top. Give me a morsel. You had one job, Plink. Okay, well, we tried. I lose 300 damage on the Divinity due to that. It's okay. It's fine. We're losing right now, but I think we can get there with Grovel. It no longer matters if I have Trample. Just get rid of this discard. Alright. Okay. I think Grovel gets another round and is a guaranteed victory. Oh, but it doesn't, right? Because he attacks into spikes. It's what, 17? 17 is 34, so 64? I get it by putting Grovel into the back. A single lifesteal morsel wins this. I think it's going to be packed morsels here. Yeah, okay, we get there. Cool. We did it. I don't have to click anything at this point, but I will, because I think this is an important factor here. Great news. I can now play a damage shield morsel, feast, and then play this morsel. Okay. Alright, we were one lifesteal morsel away from death. And like, let me put this in perspective here. This was a really good, pretty solid Overgorger run to demonstrate how to use this dude, and we still almost lost. I do not recommend playing this unit. I just don't. It's tough. I gotta give him the it's tough. Don't try it at home, kids. Like, it's bad. Alright, just don't click anything. We win. Great news. Oh my god, we got out of it. This was definitely one of the scarier rare units that I've been dreading. Oh gosh, because that could have just been a throw, and that would have been the end of the streak. But yeah. You know, the double gorge actually represented a good amount of attack damage on that guy that we played on Seraph. Just kind of silly to think about. Okay, not clean at all, but we got there, so I'll take it. We hit all of the things, and yeah, let's talk about this in the run summary. Okay, so let me just preface this by saying we hit everything on this run. Everything lined up in terms of upgrades. We saw, you know, Endless Shark, which was critical to survivability. We even saw Cuddlebeard form, which was excellent news. We hit the multi-strike quick on our Overgorger, right? Like, wow, they ended up at the same level at the end? Is that for real? That's unbelievable. The RNG involved in that is out of this world. Wow, they ended up being the exact same at the end. That means I played the weaker one up top first because I drew it first? That's crazy. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, we hit everything we wanted here. I hit Winged Technology, so morsels up top could function. On the Divinity, I hit Cuddlebeard in the final hour so that my Shark is even better. We had a really good early game thanks to Conscription Notice and Primordium. We had Refracting Lens, so I was always sitting at max HP leading up into the final thing. I did skip that Morsel Maid, which I'm glad I did, because it would have given you a false sense of how strong Overgorger is, right? Because when you have Morsel Maid, all of morsels are easy. All morsels are free. You just play everything into your dude every turn and you win the video game, and it's absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. So Morsel Maid completely overshadows Overgorger if I take it on this run, and I'm glad I didn't. But you got this. You got a chance to see this. This was like an all-in Umbra line here, and it was close to losing. We were one lifesteal morsel off. I mean, we would have been able to get it with almost anything off of that Shroud Spike from the pack morsels there, right? Like Damage Shield would have gotten it, or Lifesteal got it. Even HP got it at that point just because he would have gorged up and gotten the extra 2 rounds in. Like, there was no losing from that position, but it looked scary, and it should really tell you about how tough this is, because you're forced to take space somewhere along the line. There's no way this run wins without space here, right? I needed that extra space for the so many times I got the extra 2 morsels out of Morsel Master. So there was that. And then following that, I had to take, I think, draw or energy. But think about it. Like, oh man, it's tough. I think both were really good. I could have seen an energy relic here. I don't think there's a wrong choice at this stage. It's going to be very narrow either way, is what I'm trying to say. You can play that second Overgorger earlier, sure, which is cool, but like, there's only so much you can do with that, right? You saw he was getting chunked out at the end there. I only had so much damage shield, so pretty tough either way. And then I had to funnel into so many steel shops because I needed so many upgrades, and I had to take a steel shop at the end because it lined up with the dupe, so that was just it. And yeah, it's just it, really. I mean, Shroud Spike did work, but it never kind of went out of control. I didn't have like Perils of Production. I didn't have Shade Splitter, which meant that I had virtually no good solution for finding a Rubble Morsel ever. So I couldn't do the true kind of like, you know, Shroud Spike into Rubble Morsel. You get the Spell Chain version back, and then you Spell Chain Shroud Spike into a better morsel for like double value, and you get just crazy numbers. I couldn't do that on this run because thanks Plink. So I think this is about as good as Overgorger can look, unless morsel made, basically. Yeah, pretty much morsel made. So it's fine. I mean, we won, so cool. But it was a tough line, and I think there were a lot of turns where things could go wrong. So I don't like Overgorger, and I recommend avoiding it. Umbra lines in general are pretty risky, so, But a much better Umbra line there was just take Alloy Construct with our dude, our Primordium, and then just scale that into the end times. And then you actually would put Overgorger inside of Alloy Construct and win that way. I think that would win for sure, especially because we saw multi-strike quick here. So, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, Umbra in the DLC, right? It is what it is, but we get through it. I don't really have much else to say here. I don't love this unit. I'm glad we won, which is excellent news. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got to tell you. So, cool. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I do really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like or a dislike if you feel like it. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.